Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to the Enfield School Board. Thank you to Principal Newton, to Mr. Ripucci for letting us have this concert and just celebrate our time here at Furman. So here's what I'd like to show you. When we put this together, we said, about a year ago, we didn't know what kind of response we would get. So let's start with this. All of those who are on the stage that were in the band in the 1970s, please stand. How about the 1980s? How about the 1990s? How about 2000 to 2009? And last 2010 to today. You in the audience, if you're a Fermi alumni, please stand up. Awesome. You may sit now. I'd like to introduce our conductor of the concert band today, Mr. Dave Wilbur. He was a graduate of Enrico Fermi in 1975. And we're going to continue on the program. We're going to talk about our next piece and go forward.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Larry. Hello, yeah, there it goes. Larry and Kat and all the rest of the organizing committee who put this all together. And just such a tremendous weekend, and seeing old friends and being able to make music, and all because of the Fermi Band program is just special. So thank you so much for asking me to be a big part of it. Our next piece is just a tremendous piece of music and very moving, and I wanted to just give you a little bit of the history behind the piece. It's Purple Heart by David Schaefer. And there was a soldier, Michael Cifuentes was his name, and he was killed. I know I said Afghanistan yesterday, but it's Iraq. Sorry about that. He was a former Marine, or former student of David Schaefer, and was in the Marines and was in Iraq. And the convoy that he was leading, unfortunately, their security got breached and they ran into a bad place and led right into an ambush. And at that time, that was the largest number of Marines that were killed in one attack in Iraq. After the funeral, David Schaefer had lunch with Michael Cifuentes' mother and said, you know, the service The service was great, but I need to do more for Michael, and I want to write a piece of music and dedicate it to him. And so as you're listening to this piece, think of all those people that have dedicated their lives so that we can have the freedom to be here on a Sunday afternoon in May and hear this great concert. And this is David Schaefer's Purple Heart. Features many soloists in the band, and you'll see that I'll have them stand at the end of the piece.
Thank you. Another side benefit of doing this concert is that we didn't realize it until yesterday, and we looked around the room and we saw that we had a lot of parents and children in the band as well. Parents who went through the program and also children. I'd like those people to stand, like the Bungars and, oh my gosh, there's a whole bunch. For all parents are getting to play with their kids today. That's cool. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Tim Kelly, who graduated in 1982, to come forward. He's going to talk a little about our old friend, Mr. Rod Crocier.
Given the honor of saying a few words about Rod Crocier, my first thought was, this was a man for whom just a few words would never suffice. Rod was an extraordinarily intelligent man, a U.S. Air Force veteran, and a supremely talented musician for whom good musicianship was just common sense. He had a passion for music, but I believe he derived his greatest joy from people in good company. I know Rod could be difficult, blunt, and on occasion would not choose his words as artfully as perhaps one should. As young people, we struggled with this. Now, as time has gone by, and we understand how he suffered deeply from anxiety and depression, we can better appreciate his perseverance. He was not a man to walk away from a challenge, nor did he allow his suffering to define him. He did enjoy his time with us, and I believe he found great joy in his later years. In retirement, Rod continued to perform on multiple instruments, even wheeling his tuba to community band concerts when he was in his 80s. He enjoyed the company of musicians and very much appreciated hearing from former students. I know Eric Burkowski and others kept in touch with Rod. This continued contact must have meant the world to him. Of course, Rod was absolutely devoted to his wife, Joan. And if it were up to him, I believe he would, above all, want us to remember him as having been her loving husband for so many years. We all have stories of Rod. He was truly a larger-than-life character. Were Rod here today, this event would bring him such joy. He would want to chat with each and every one of us, and he would probably be the last one out the door tonight. Then he'd chat for another hour or so with whoever was lucky enough to be parked next to him in the parking lot. He would enjoy the music, but even more, he would delight in the company. So to honor Mr. Crocier, let us remember his smile, his laugh. They help us to know that the joys of shared interest, music and friendship, are gifts we can enjoy to the end.
Larry, I don't know if you mentioned the graduates from whatever, most present ones. Can we just have the kids who have not graduated from Fermi yet? So the kids that are in Fermi that are still going to graduate in the next year.
Yeah, we do have some of the current band with us today. Thank you for that.
I think that might be the coolest part of the whole weekend is that they're here with all the alumni and helping out and playing and being able to benefit from the experience. To me, that's the coolest part of the experience, and I'm glad I had a chance to work with them. So thank you, guys. Thank you so much. From a standpoint of me, having graduated here in 1975, I was planning on coming back and playing, and actually I'm going to do a little playing with the jazz band later, so I'm happy about that. But to be asked to conduct this group meant a lot to me. And what also meant a lot to me was the current director, Mr. Mark Rapucci. It felt a little odd to me that they asked me and not him, and I think they did ask him, and he had a concert Thursday night, and I think he was a little concerned about being able to totally buy in, or not buy in, but totally prepare for this band. And so he graciously turned over the band, and I was the one that was lucky enough to be able to be the one that was asked to do it. And so I don't know where Mark is at the moment, but Mark, wherever you are, thank you so much. And you know, Fermi's been open however many years, and Mark's been here the last 17 years, and he is such a tremendous band director. And wait till you hear the jazz band that he's directing in a few minutes. And the people in Enfield and Fermi are lucky to have Mark Rapucci as their band director. So Mark, thank you so much for allowing me to have the chance to steal your podium for working with this band has been such a great honor for the last 2 days, and it's amazing. You know, they've never played together before till yesterday. We had a couple of hours of rehearsal yesterday, a run through this morning, and you're hearing the finished product, and it's unbelievable to me. I mean, how great they sound. So please give them another round of applause. And we're going to close our portion of the program with a great concert march by Eric Osterling entitled Bandology. And after that, I'll acknowledge them, and then we have a little surprise for you. Thank you. So I want to make sure that we acknowledge everybody in some way, shape, or form. So this is kind of what I've done over my career, and it allows you, a lot of times, everybody stands up at the same time, you don't get to see everybody. So we're going to acknowledge by row and section. So first of all, we're going to acknowledge our percussion section. So give them a hand. I've been teasing them all weekend because I taught middle school. If you know anything about middle school kids, especially the percussionists in the back, they tend to be goofballs. And so I'm looking back at them right on that last piece, and they're doing this little thing on the snare drum. And I'm sorry I don't know your name, but the one guy, whatever his name is, he's playing his drum, and then every once in a while reaching over and hitting the other guy's drum. So I love that. That's typical. You don't see the tuba players reaching over and playing the other's valves. I don't know. The percussionists have to do that. So let's please acknowledge our trombone and our tuba section, please. And our next row has some trumpets, saxophones, and baritones. So please acknowledge them. The next row are clarinets, bass clarinet, and flute section. And finally, our front row of flutes and oboes and clarinets. Thank you so much. And now for our little surprise. Before we just do this, I really have to acknowledge a couple more people. My wife and my daughter are in the audience, and I could not have done this in my career. As Mark can tell you, the band directors are never at home. And so I could not have done this without their support and not being home around a lot. And now that I'm retired, I'm still not home around a lot, so I don't know how that worked out. And last but not least, my parents are here. My father just turned 88 on Thursday, and so could you stand, my mother and father? And it's been such a joy to be able to play and conduct the band that my sister Ellen is playing in the flute section there. So yes, thanks, Ellen. And if you look at the slideshow long enough, my father will probably pop up on there because he used to chaperone all the band trips. So he's probably in a few pictures up there. Okay, so here we go with our little finale surprise. Percussion, go for it. Thank you, Mr. Wilbur. Thank you, concert band.